All right. Welcome back, everybody, to another interview in the series. Today, we are joined with Redwild. So, thank you very much for being here. Looking forward to it. I am going to go ahead and turn it over to you for a minute, if you don't mind. Introduce yourself, give us an idea of how you got your start DJing, kind of what sparked that for you, how long you've been doing it, just kind of the basic stuff for me.
Right. So I go by Redwild. I'm a DJ and producer based in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I've been producing longer than I've been DJing. So I got into making music when I was in high school, and it was a funny story because I didn't own a phone yet, but like for some reason I won an iPad through like a lottery for my orthodontist out of all places. And I somehow got an
Yeah.
iPad and I was fucking around with it. And I got this music app on it called Oxy. It's AUXY. And that was like my first introduction to music production. I don't know why I was
Nice.
looking for music apps, but I found that app and I started making beats. They're terrible. I mean, let's be real. Everything was like off key. I didn't understand it, but it was just so fascinating, you know? Um,
Yeah.
and I just kept going. I eventually got FL Studio. I bought it, and I've just been at these years really like practicing and refining my skill. And fast forward to today, I mean, I got like synths here and all that stuff. But then the DJ, yeah. So DJing was, I say, around last year in August. Because I
Nice.
started I started making like a lot of house music for some reason. I just like I kind of was making like hip hop trap beats, rap beats, but I never really like
Yeah.
felt like, super attached to that music. Like I liked it, but I wouldn't say it was like the sound I was trying to like, be known for. But eventually I was
Yeah.
like making a bunch of house music and I was like, I really like this. And I was like, well, how do I like, share my house music with other people? I mean, and the answer is DJing. Um,
Yeah.
so I bought a Flex 4 and I got to practicing. I watched like a few YouTube videos and then I kind of just did a lot of practice, in a few span of a few months. And when I felt like I was ready, I started getting really connected into the local scene. Sometime in January, and that's when I met
Nice.
Sean at Rabbit Hole Productions, and I started going to his open decks, right? And it was quite the jump because he actually has like CDJ 3000s or 2000s. CDJ,
Yeah.
right? It's like a 4 band mixer, all this expensive stuff, and I'm just like, holy smokes, like. And looking back on it now, I'm like, holy shit, this is just open decks, and he has all this gear. It's kind of crazy that he does this every
Yeah.
Thursday. So props to him for doing that. But yeah, I started really getting into the underground electronic music scene in Raleigh in January, February, testing out the waters, finding the music I wanted to play, getting better at the mixing, and getting feedback from my peers about how to get
Yeah.
better. So basically, yeah, I feel like that's the progression so far.
Nice. So that's actually pretty cool to hear that you started with production and then got into DJing because that's conveniently exactly how I've been doing this. I started making beats in like 2018, and again, they were terrible. I go back and listen to them now, and I'm like, man, that's pretty bad. But,
Yeah,
it just was something I couldn't get myself to walk away from. and here we are. Eventually, it went from trap beats and rap beats and things like that to now I'm making house and a little bit of
Yeah.
faster stuff. So that's pretty cool that we kind of share that same little bit of the journey, if you will.
And it's not like I'd always like liked house music and like listen to Four on the Floor. Like I'm a big fan of disco. I feel like I always liked house. I just never got around to producing it until recently for some reason. Like I love Daft Punk. I love Disclosure. Um, I got into like Carrie Chandler last year for like Grant Nelson, some like classic OGs. And I was like, man, this stuff is just so good. I was like, I'm gonna try to make my own.
Yeah. And I did get a chance to kind of look through your Instagram a little bit and hear some of the previews of some of the songs. I didn't get a chance to go actually listen to all of them, but I did get a chance to listen to some of the clips. And I gotta say, they turned out good. The production's good behind it, so props to you on having them sound, clean and pretty good.
Thank you. Yeah. It's kind of hard to keep up because I just kind of throw whatever I create at like I throw it at my SoundCloud and see what people think. So,
Yeah,
but if you can catch up, I mean, you'll definitely hear like a lot of different styles and a lot of just a lot of like variety in what I post.
yeah. And I kind of get that vibe going through your Instagram again. Like, there's a lot of different stuff that you have interest in and have some kind of skill in too. So that's pretty cool. Particularly, I was watching the video of your setup, which I see it there behind you. But I watched the video of you walking through that whole setup. I think it was an acid something live show you were doing, and you
Yeah,
were walking through the whole setup.
there's like acid techno. Yeah, there's kind of what I call
Yeah,
it.
yeah. That the amount of stuff you got going there is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I got one of them right here. This is like one of my favorite pieces of gear.
Yeah,
The 30, it's a Behringer TD3. And it's like, just so like distorted, squelchy. It's like it shouldn't work, but it's so fun, you know what I mean?
that's awesome. And that's a synth.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I don't have all I have is a plug-in MIDI controller, so I'm still pretty limited in terms of my external hardware that I got spread out. But man, seeing yours, I thought mine was pretty good, and then you had that video of yours, and I was like, damn, he's showing me up right now.
Yeah, but you don't need all that. You don't, it's not necessary.
Well,
I
and
just
it comes with time,
Yeah,
right?
I'm just a gearhead dude, and like I'm not trying to add anything more. I'm at a good stopping level, like there's not enough room, and yeah, it's just you can get with all this gear, you can get into a money pit, and it's like it can distract you from actually finishing music.
Yeah, I can imagine that.
Mhm.
Is that any of that stuff that you would take with you to DJ somewhere? Like if you were taking your own stuff and everything, is any of that stuff that would go, or is that strictly like home studio equipment?
Um, yeah, so I do like the live sets. So I'll bring like what's right here on this table, and I'll do like a live set. No like DJ music. It's just the machines.
Wow.
I've seen some DJs like bring a synth on stage, and like that's super cool. I
Yeah,
might experiment with that because I think that would be cool to like add like a 303 to a track through. That'd be really cool. But generally speaking, no, I kind of like to keep when I'm DJing like other people's music or my music, I like to keep that separate from the hardware.
okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, and plus, I mean, if you're going somewhere else to play, I can imagine that would be a lot of stuff to have to take with you.
Yeah, it's just like another thing to worry about. It would be really fun though to somehow mix those worlds.
yeah, I mean, I would be stuck watching you do your live set the whole time, watching you use them all since I've never really gotten to play around with any of that kind of stuff. So that'd be cool.
It is like when I do it is like a lot of staring from people because I think they're partially like, what the hell? And like, how is he doing that? It's like it's very like interesting for people watching, but for me, it's like I don't know. It's like DJing for me. It's like I'm just up there, twisting the knobs, pressing the buttons.
Yeah,
I'm just like trying to have fun and make it sound good, basically.
that's awesome. So also going through your Instagram, we kind of talked about it a little bit before we got going here, but um, you're doing a DJ confession series.
Yes.
Would you mind kind of telling us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So, um, man, how do I start? So I knew being like a DJ nowadays, you have to promote yourself if you're ever gonna try to, you know, make it or it helps with like on social media at least, like posting stuff
Yeah,
and like videos, reels. And at first I was like, I hate this shit. I was like, what am I gonna post to get people's attention in already like a platform that is just ridden with like trash content, cringe
yeah,
content, just like shit that is like it's just a waste of time. I just think like a lot of it is just mundane and just not worth watching.
yeah,
It's just like really short videos, and it's like to what end do they actually benefit the viewer? Um,
yeah. I agree.
so I thought for a long time of like what I could post and like a good idea, like something recurring that it could be like a series or something, that I wouldn't want to like when I make it or when I post it, it's like I don't want to be cringe or like hate doing it, right? So
Yeah,
I got to thinking, I was like, well, I like talking to other DJs and figuring out their sound and just asking them a lot of DJ questions. It's just fascinating because every DJ is different and like everyone's unique.
yes,
And I think that's super cool. Like you're never gonna find two DJs that are like the same. Um,
yeah,
so I guess that idea for DJ Confession came from that fascination with other DJs and my making social media content because
yeah.
yeah,
Something to combine the two.
yeah,
I like it.
and I try to keep it short, simple, but also like informative for people, and it's also a way for me to like get other DJs like exposure and because we both do a collaborative post, we both like hit each other's followers. So I think it's like a win-win for both parties involved. And it's also really fun. So that's kind of how it works.
Yeah, yeah. I saw you did one with Reef Bum. Um, I recently interviewed Reef Bum, and then I recently interviewed Quill, also, which I believe y'all are
Yes.
all connected up there.
Yeah, Quill is my homie. Reef Bomb's also a real one.
Yeah.
So
No, they were both super cool. It seems like y'all got a pretty good supportive scene going up there, so that's good to see.
we do. I think it's one of our strengths in North Carolina, in Raleigh, Durham, that
Yeah.
area.
Yeah, that's cool. Um, what's that dynamic like to have, a bunch of other DJs that are all really pretty close by right there? Because honestly, I don't really have, there's not really much of a scene where I'm at. And so
Mhm.
there's not quite as much of that. And maybe there is, I just haven't inserted myself all the way yet. But what's that kind of like to be able to DJ with your buddies and make new friends doing
Yeah,
all that.
it's in my opinion, it's awesome. It really feels like a second home to me, like a third
Yeah,
space, if you will. Because you see like the same people every week. You're always greeting them, like the vibes are always there. Everyone's like, making sure everyone else is okay. I think it's really nice actually, to have that community. And it's not solely about, the gigs and solely about, promoting yourself. Like you can like chill with these people, just hang out and
yeah,
just have a good time, like listening to the music. Like it's not super cutthroat. And I wanted to say that way as well. Like we keep the community grounded, we keep egos to the minimum, and we just
yeah.
like we all do a lot of creative stuff and put each other on and keep it like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. So also going through another thing off your Instagram that I saw. I saw that you were taking up vinyl DJing. How is
Yes.
that going?
It's going, I will say. I bought a bunch of records off of Discogs. Just like a bunch of like really good tracks I've discovered. Um, yeah, I got it fits all of it. My vinyl is in this crate for now, so I don't have
Nice.
too big of a collection, but I feel like it's enough to practice with for now.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
and like I don't know, I just think like, dude, vinyl is like super dope because like I mean like you have the record right here. You can like you feel more connected with it. Like it's like this is my record. You have to
Yeah,
like you know do everything by ear.
yeah.
And actually, after this interview, I'll be practicing with some other friends. We're gonna try to do some beat matching practice, and it's a totally
Nice.
different ballpark, digital versus vinyl. Um,
Yeah,
it's like you have no information whatsoever. You can't see the BPM, can't see the key, can't see the waveform. So you really got to trust your ears and just like slow down and listen. And that's what I'm trying to do.
yeah,
Um, I'm still getting that ear for beat matching on vinyl. I'm getting there, but it's going to take time. And I'm gonna eventually. I want to like throw a vinyl in there into a set, here and there. That would be awesome.
yeah. That would be cool. Uh, because that's definitely I can see what you're saying, like more connected and maybe kind of give a little more energy to the performance because it is a lot more hands-on and
Mhm.
more of maybe work than strictly digital would be.
I do, and I think I also want to experience how DJs in the past, how they had to learn how to DJ,
Yeah,
and humble myself because it was like super difficult to be a DJ back then with the beat matching, carrying your collection, all the money you had to spend on this stuff. Like
yeah,
it was not for like the meek, for like you had to put time into it, and I kind of want to do it as a way, you know just to like put my headspace into what it was like back then, because with the digital
yeah,
DJing it's like super easy to learn, and there's like there might be like an overabundance of people DJing because it's like the entry to and like all the bar is set a lot lower nowadays.
yeah. It's made much more accessible to the average anybody
Mhm.
with cheaper equipment and just easier starting setups, and you don't have to, like you said, carry around a crate of records all by themselves.
No, but I'm not a vinyl purist. Like I still am gonna like primarily do digital DJing. I'm just picking it up for fun and just to have something else under my belt.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's a good idea, and I think because I just recently really had this conversation with anybody about vinyl DJing. Because I had never seen anybody vinyl DJ other than maybe a video here or there. And so I honestly didn't realize that there wasn't going to be anything you could see with a waveform on there and you had to do it all by ear.
It's
And
crazy, dude. Like when
yeah,
the first time I tried to beat match, I was hearing like I was queuing it up, like on the mixer, and I was hearing one track, and then I started to bring in the next track, and my producer ear was just going crazy. It was just not. My producer ear was like, "There's so much going on," and I just need to like, you know, slow down and listen with intent with like the BPM. But yeah, yeah. It was a pretty jarring experience trying to beat match for the first time. It was wow.
yeah, I can imagine. And uh, just recently, which I'm doing this interview before I've actually filmed the episode, um, I got the homework assignment of beat matching by ear, where I basically put like a towel or something over the computer screen that shows the part that
Mhm.
has the waveforms, and I'll just be able to pick my songs and then have to bring them in by ear like that afterwards.
Yeah, that's definitely a good starting point, at least in the digital landscape. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think honestly, yeah, trying to do that before you beat match vinyl is actually a great way to get ready for the vinyl.
Yeah.
Um,
And I think it's just a useful skill in general.
I do,
If
yeah, yeah.
something goes wrong, you could still be able to pull the next one up and hopefully get it close enough that nobody would notice
Hmm.
in a panic or something.
Yeah, I think like with all the tools digital DJing gives us, it's good to use them, but not rely on them. So tools like
Yeah.
Beat Sync or the Beat Grid or even the key detection they can all be useful, but like at the end of the day, you have to use your ear, and
Yeah.
you know that's what it's all about.
Yep. Without a doubt. Um, let's see. So where do you find most of your music that you would play when you're going to DJ somewhere?
Right. That's a great question because I pull from a lot of different like sources. So for one, I make a lot of music, so that's the first one myself. But
Nice.
sometimes I just don't want to play my music. I want to like play other cool shit I find, right?
Yeah.
So I'll buy stuff off of Beatport. I bought a lot of stuff from TrackSource and Bandcamp. I find some really good stuff on Bandcamp that's like nowhere.
Huh.
Those are my three like main like digital purchasing
Sweet.
storefronts. But honestly, like sometimes like YouTube algorithm or SoundCloud algorithm will recommend me something, and I'm like put onto a new artist.
Huh.
Um, and I know like that might some people might be like, oh, algorithm, but hey, if it sounds good, it sounds good, and I will buy it.
Great.
And then I just have really good music, and it's kind of a nice surprise. To get recommended something really nice. And
Yeah.
I would argue it's not that different from like if you like go into a vinyl store and you're just looking around, because we are very like biased people like creatures. If I walk into a vinyl store, I could overlook something I really like just because of the cover or just because like of the words on it, or maybe
Yeah.
that's something and I'm just overlooking it. But with that, when you have stuff just like randomly thrown at you, you never know what you're gonna get, and it's kind of like
Yeah.
you know I like to Shazam a lot of like other tracks when DJs are playing, and I've bought a lot of stuff that way because I'm like, damn, I need to hear this track again, at least some other point in my life, because a lot of
Yeah.
these parties I be going to, it's like underground house music. I may not ever hear that track again unless I Shazam
Yeah.
and like get it.
Yeah. I agree. That's one thing that I made sure as soon as I decided that I needed to learn how to DJ. I made sure I had Shazam on my phone, and I
Yes.
started Shazamming stuff standing there in the crowd.
Yeah. And it's like you kind of look I kind of look funny when I do it because I'll be dancing and all of a sudden you might see me just like pause and get on my phone and
Yeah,
just like try to get the song, and then the worst feeling is when it's you can't even find it. It's like damn.
yeah. And you scan, and you hit there. You went scan twice,
Yeah.
and you're like holding your phone up, trying to make it. You know.
Where's the sound? Like give me close to this.
Yeah.
It's yeah. But for
Uh,
the most part it does its job, you know.
yep. Yeah. Most of the time, it doesn't fail me unless I'm somewhere where I'm like a little bit too far away from it, or it's a little bit too quiet, stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Cool.
I kind of want
I'll
to
have
go
to.
off into talking about Shazam and stuff. Something I kind of do with my production.
Yeah.
So, some music I do not release onto major streaming platforms like Spotify, YouTube Music, and Apple Music. And I
Okay.
do this because I want to actually keep the song unShazamable. And it's kind of
Uh,
like a backward way. Like, wouldn't you want your song to be promoted on these big services? And yes, that is true, but I think it's also really cool when you can't Shazam a track and it's like super underground
yeah.
and only maybe like your friends know about it and like a certain like the people in the know about it. So
Yeah.
that's why I keep some stuff on SoundCloud and Bandcamp, but don't release it to Spotify.
That's
It's
a really cool
yeah,
idea. Because I feel like what that makes me think of is there's, I want to say it's High Street by Charlotte DeWitt. And when I heard that song, there's a comment in some of the top comments there that says, I heard her play this song like 8 years ago, and I could never find it until she posted it here. And
right.
hearing it
Yeah,
again is insane. And so
yeah.
that's what it made me think of is like you hear it for the first time live, and you're like, wow, man, that was really good. And you like want to find it again, want to find it again, want to find it again. And then eventually, maybe a while later it comes back around and you find it.
It
That's a
also
cool
like
idea.
it's also like it's kind of my response to the democratization of music release and distribution. Like anyone can upload like basically any audio online if you just pay a distributor. You don't need a
Yeah.
record label. It's super easy to just get your music up there.
Yep.
And this has led to a lot of problems in the music industry regarding streaming. Mainly the first one being there's just so much fucking music for people to sift through. And it kind of like I just like sometimes I just don't want to be part of that noise and just keep it low key,
Yeah.
keep it underground. The people who know about those cool tracks, they'll know about it and love it, and it'll just kind of create like this kind of mystery about the music. I feel like
Yeah. I think that's a really, really cool idea. And I think as I keep making some more stuff of my own, I might borrow that idea from you.
yeah, go free, dude. I kind of want it to spread,
I
um,
like that a lot.
like maybe, and it started because I was at the open decks and I was playing my own music, but no one they couldn't Shazam it yet, and
Yeah.
I was like, maybe I should do something with that.
Um, so since I haven't done an open deck and you just mentioned it, what's that like playing your own music at an open deck? Is that something you had to get permission for, or just because you had the slot, it's play whatever you want and you just said, here, I'm playing my stuff?
Yeah, the way the open decks work in Raleigh is like generally speaking, you could play whatever you want. It's
Nice.
kind of like low stakes, like it's an area for DJs to practice. It's like a ground for experimentation, and
Yeah.
I think it's really essential to the scene for these open decks to be thriving and happening. And I mean, I would just go and just like test out mixes. It's really important to test out your mix, and I would just really use these open deck spots as places to see like, oh, the bass is too loud, or I need to like up the
Yeah.
highs, or maybe a bit more stereo. Um, and there'd be instances of me like, trying to just get a mix done right before the open decks because I was like, I really needed to test that mix because I do not have a sub in my home like studio. I think it would be too reverberating at my home, so I don't have a sub. So I need those open deck subs to test out my
Yeah.
bass.
And I think even regardless of if you had a sub, I think that there's a definite difference between whatever we can set up in our houses and how it's going to be set up in like an actual club or something. That they have it even
Yeah,
positioned set up where it's supposed to just pump some volume through there. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool that you just went and played your own music at an open deck.
yeah. I mean, like you have to be like fearless about it. Like you got to really like not give a damn about what people think. Um, because at the end of the day, if you never play your own music out there, you never know who will enjoy it or who
Yeah,
will like it. So I think take the risk. If you think maybe people won't like your track, it's probably good enough for you know decent listening. Just play it, and you never know what will happen. So
yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm still working on a couple of mine, but yeah, I'm definitely trying to get something to that standard where I feel like, okay, I think that this is up to the quality that maybe could pass if it were on some kind of big system,
mhm.
and not sound terrible.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, it looks to me like you put out a lot of music, like you make a lot of music.
yes,
So
yes.
is is producing kind of your favorite between the two, or is
Ooh.
DJing favorite?
Oh man, oh that's a tough
You had to
question.
pick.
Uh, you like I have to pick one right now.
I mean, I can't really make you pick one, can I?
Okay, if I had to pick one, oh man, they're so like different. I love them both, dude. Oh man, they
Yeah.
just go hand in hand. I would
Honestly, there's
probably not. I'm still a producer at heart, bro. Like I still feel like I'm a better producer than I am DJ. So I have
yeah,
to say production because I'm like at the point in my production skill and confidence that I'm just like I know what to do and I'm just having so much fun doing it. So why not create as much as I can? So I would say,
yeah,
yeah, the production, like I really, but like the satisfaction you get from playing your track and it sounds great and people are enjoying it is also very nice.
yeah. That is pretty sick.
Yeah. There was this one moment I was at a gig, I was playing a lot of original music and I just kind of got like into this like Zen mode. I don't know. Like I could kind of like pick up on like the room, and even though it was like super loud, I could like hear like people. I don't know. I just like heard people's voices, and I just
Yeah,
felt so in the zone from that set, and that was a really nice feeling. And if I keep getting that feeling, I don't know, DJing might be a little bit better than producing.
yeah. But that's still to be determined.
Too, yeah, yeah. I think if I play one of my tracks and people start going crazy, and it's like holy shit, like what the fuck? Maybe DJing, but who knows?
Yeah. Well, I think you got some pretty good projects going, at least from what I listened to. They all seem like pretty good production, and they weren't boring to listen to either.
Thank you,
They
thank
they
you.
had like, yeah,
Yeah, I also I keep a lot of my old music up to let other people see like my progression, um,
yeah,
see how I get better over time. Because some of the earlier stuff I put out was actually made before I started DJing. And you could kind of tell, like, if you could kind of tell when I did start DJing, because then I start like I get better at doing like extended mixes. I kind of start understanding what is working for the dance floor and what isn't, and you can kind of see
yeah,
that. You kind of listen across like all of my releases.
Yeah, and I agree. It is really cool to be able to go back and listen to your old stuff as you keep learning, and then once you learned a bunch, go back and listen to it and say, "Damn, I can see where I made each little step along the way."
Yeah, it's kind of
That's
like,
a cool feeling.
yeah, it's also kind of like damn, I did that. Like why did I do that? Why does it sound like that? But you got to give yourself like grace. You got to be like, it's okay. Like it's always a continuous process, and if you just keep going, you're going to improve.
Yep, and without and looking at something and saying, "Damn, why did I do that?" Without ever having done that, you never would have learned that lesson to be able to sit there and
Exactly.
look at it now and say, well, I probably shouldn't have done that. I would have done that
Yeah.
differently.
Like in like the learning process and with music is you just have to keep doing it and you can't ever stop learning or stop growing because once you do that, you cut yourself off from actually improving.
Yeah. And that is one thing that I'm trying real hard right now is just keep trying new stuff.
And don't be afraid
Like
to like receive feedback. I know it's like it can be scary and like it can get your ego can be damaged. You might feel like a certain way, but it's like it's worth it. So I'm gonna tell this story about
yeah,
how I got feedback, and at first I was like, damn, I don't like the feedback, but it actually was really good feedback, right?
yeah,
So I was trying to get in at this spot called Connect Audio, right? And I had partied there, and I was like, man, I really want to do this. I was like, it's like my favorite spot to rave and dance to, and just it's just a vibe, right? So I sent a mix to the curators there, um, and they listened to it and they got back to me, and basically I got like super detailed feedback. For one, honestly, like that was amazing. Like I got feedback. Like I think if I did
yeah,
anywhere else, if I was in any other scene, it was like I would get no response. But I got feedback, right? And
yeah,
it was like kind of paragraphs. I was like, holy fuck. Uh, at first, I was like, man, like what? I was kind of discouraged or kind of like I was like, no. But looking back
yeah,
at it, I was like, he was completely right about all the damn feedback, and I had to make a change. I had to get better. So what did I do? I took his feedback and I addressed like every single part, and I feel like I wouldn't be, where I am today if it wasn't for him, for if it wasn't for Johan.
yeah.
So shout out to Johan for your great
Nice.
feedback. You made me improve immensely as a DJ, and thank you.
Sweet. Yeah. I definitely think it's always good to have some more ears on it if you can, especially trained ears, because
Yes.
uh according to the school nurse in middle school, I can't hear mid frequencies.
Oh God. Oh no.
That's what she said. So, I mean,
Wait, what? Like you just can't hear. Like it's just like a band, like just cut off, like no mids.
apparently that's what she said. You just can't hear mid frequencies. I was like, okay, whatever.
That
It doesn't affect anything else in my life, but all right.
interesting. Well, maybe you
And it
should.
was
Yeah.
it was only out of my left ear too.
Ah, yeah. Well,
But
maybe something you should check into. But I mean, if you feel like you're fine,
we're doing good.
yeah, yeah.
Of the people who the other ears that I have employed with some of my mixes, especially, I feel like pretty recently I've finally gotten to where I'm pretty close on the clarity and volume that kind of comes with the commercial standard, if you would. Um, it doesn't sound, it doesn't seem like I'm getting feedback where it's like, okay, this is terrible. Your mix is way off.
You
It's
would
like,
know. You would know if there was like if in your left ear there was like I don't know something wrong with the mids or something. I don't know, like or maybe it was like an imbalance or something. But I feel like that was just something your nurse said, and it was just like, why did she say that?
yeah, honestly, it hasn't really been a problem in my
Right.
from my ears, at least it hasn't been a problem. Um, So I'm kind of getting to the end of some of my questions here, but and you may have just answered this one a minute ago, but I'll ask it anyway, and maybe you have another one that maybe you'll think of, and if not, then oh well, we'll move on. Um, but do you have like in your time DJing, do you have a favorite moment or interaction as you're DJing where you kind of were like, man, this is really cool, this is really fun?
Yeah, yeah. I have a few, if I can like remember off the top of my head. One time I was at Open Decks, and in Raleigh we have this dude that dresses up like Spider-Man, and he just like walks around like downtown on some evenings and just he's like, "I'm Spider-Man." And he showed up. He showed up while I was playing, and was like vibing and dancing to one of my tracks, and I was like, I didn't realize it, but that was like Raleigh Spider-Man that just pulled up. That was like hilarious. And there was like only like five people at that open deck. Like it was not crowded. He just showed up for some reason. I don't know why, and it was funny as hell.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I
Spider-Man showed
guess.
up
Hmm.
at my set.
Um, if there's anything else I remember, hmm. I don't know, just seeing like a lot of the like the other DJ talent here is like super inspiring because like we have a lot of good DJs. Like I'll list off a name a
Yeah.
few. Germania, I always love hearing him play. He's like one of my favorite like soulful house deep DJs to listen to. He's like I just really
Thanks.
like his selections. Miss Ashley always does a great like just like Afro deep house mix. Steve
Nice.
James. Steve James plays good tech house. I know there's kind of a stigma around tech house in our scene. I'm not going to say anything about tech house, but Steve James plays good tech house. Um, there's just so many people like that I'm so impressed with, and like I'm just super excited to see where we all go.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that. And that's pretty cool to have Spider-Man show up to the set,
Oh
honestly.
yeah. Like Spider-Man, come on. I can like I guess I could put that on my resume or something. Played for Spider-Man and Spider-Man
Yeah.
dance. Like oh, book that guy. He made Spider-Man dance.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Don't mention that it's just some guy off the street. Tell him it's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, like oh, it wasn't Tom Holland or Peter. It was just
You don't know. He had a suit on. It
I could
probably
see,
was Tom Holland.
you know what? I didn't see his face, so maybe it was Tom Holland.
It probably was,
Maybe,
honestly.
maybe. Yeah, it was Tom Holland. Yeah. Yeah.
uh, and then for my last question, this is one that I ask to every DJ every week. So kind of my current format for the channel, and um, might switch it up here soon, but for right now, it's I do a Monday practice session, a Wednesday interview, and then a Friday practice session.
Yeah.
At the end of every Wednesday, I ask for some kind of homework for me to
Oh,
practice in my Friday
okay.
practice.
Okay. Yeah.
So I always ask for something that it's like a skill when it comes to the board that maybe you wish you had started practicing sooner, or that took you a while to learn, or maybe you don't feel like enough people do it, something like that.
Yeah, that's a great question. Uh, don't be afraid to just like go out there and just play your music and don't be so critical on yourself about like your mixing ability yet.
Yeah,
Um, just like just go out there and have fun. Of course, still practice and get good and like be consistent. But a lot of times I hear a lot of DJs and they're like, "Oh, my transition could have been better. Or this could have been better." But like most of the time, the dance floor would have kept dancing. So don't
Yeah.
be, I feel like, yeah, one thing, don't be so harsh on yourself and don't like, you're not going to be perfect. You can try to be perfect, but realize you'll never be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I got for you.
That's actually pretty good. That's the kind of contrary to like actually go practice this specific thing, but
Yeah.
just go practice having a good time
Yeah. Like
and
if
just
you're not
having fun
having
with it.
fun, if you're not having fun doing this, like why are you doing this? Like why are you behind
Yeah.
the decks and just playing music? Like you should be like, you could be like dancing or enjoying yourself and like play music you like because that's what it's all about. Like I mean, music is
Yeah.
about having fun, like with other people. So have fun.
Yeah. That's a good one. Honestly, I've been having fun with homework, actual homework assignments, but man, you can't really beat that.
Yeah, dude.
There's
I mean, this is gonna
no
be the easiest homework
specific
assignment.
assignment. Just go
Yeah.
have fun.
Yeah. I mean, it should be pretty easy unless you're like the Grouch or like I don't know,
Yeah.
no Oscar the trash can guy.
Yeah. Oscar the
You're not
Grouch.
Oscar the trash can guy. So yeah.
No, will be good. It'll be fun. It'll definitely be a fun one. Well, cool. Thank you. Um, that'll be a good homework for sure.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for being here. Is there anything else that you'd like to say or add?
I will say stay wild, all my lovely people. I have a lot of very awesome music on the way. Um, it's awesome, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, sweet. I'll be sure to get all the proper links from you, and we'll put them in the video description. So
Yes.
everybody go check out Redwild video description. Thank you again very much for being here. I really appreciate you letting me ask you some questions. And that was a good conversation. I had fun, and I definitely feel like I learned something. And I got fun homework for Friday too. So that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Don't be afraid to experiment behind the deck.
Yep.
That's what it's all
Yeah.
about.
We'll try something. We'll try to have fun with it and try something new. Maybe we'll come up with something. But again, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Dope.
Next time.
Awesome.